Yeah, yeah, yes, absolutely. I'm high energy all the time. Um, she mellows me out. So she's a perfect example of what I should be. She says when I talk to people, but I'm excited when I talk to people all the time. She said, "You got too much energy when you talk to people. That ain't cool all the time." I said, "Why not?" I always tell them, like, "Look, if you can make a person smile every day, you might have made their day. You never know what people are going through. You know what I'm saying?" And so that's how I take life in perspective, brother. That's all I do.
I love it. You know what? I had read Russell Simmons' book. I don't know if you know Russell Simmons or not. He's a old. You familiar with Russell Simmons?
Of course, I'm familiar with Russell Simmons, brother. Come on now.
Anyway, in his books, he's talking about, look, if you don't have shit to give the world a smile.
There you go.
You know, I'm
Absolutely.
like, just start off your day with a smile. That's all you gotta
Yeah.
do.
Hey, what did Cosby say? Have a Coke and smile.
I'm so glad you said that, Paris. A lot of people don't live by that mantra, and I'm glad that you do because I'm a big believer in smiling, brother.
Yeah, man. I mean, I tell people a lot of times. I used to be a member of Motivated 100 Black Men Association. I used to go around when I was younger, in my younger days, and I used to go to different high schools in Sacramento, California, and talk to juniors and seniors, especially brothers, in areas where they tend to fall off,
Yeah,
and so I said, look, if you can, anytime you're talking with people and you can feel the energy where people are going through, just try to make them smile, make them laugh or
yeah,
something.
that's
Watch how
right.
quickly you can change as far as the course of the conversation and how people react to you. You know what I mean?
Wow,
And it's
wow.
it's as simple as that. And I do that in my practice with dealing with doing business, real estate transactions, whatever. I remember one time I used to work at the money store a long, 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 long time ago, and I needed to get some information from a third party, and I could tell she was having a bad day just from talking to her. And so I messed around and made her laugh. Next thing you know, I got all the information I wanted, bro.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
So this is cool class. I'm just this is on by a whim. He was telling me this story a few seconds ago, and I'm like, I've got to get this on record. We talking about a leased option here in Paris. From time to time, I get to meet people all around the country, and Paris is. And where you at, dog?
Hey, I'm in Baltimore County, right outside of Baltimore, Maryland. I live in the suburbs of Baltimore County, city called Gwinnett Oak.
Sounds nice. So what we got today, brother?
Yeah, man. Actually, I've been working this deal. It actually came to me from one of a wholesaler that knew me. We did some transactions last year and stuff, and he didn't know how to really structure this deal where the homeowner was out of state. They had a Section 8 tenant in there, and basically the cash flow was not. Basically, she was paying an extra on top of as far as what her monthly payment is because she had a renter in there, which is Section 8, that wasn't covering the mortgage payment. The total PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And so the good thing is that we pretty much vetted the homeowner, found out the motivation, find out what's going on with her. And then we wanted to get into a mindset where the first thing we wanted to do is make sure we cover as far as that core goal that the homeowner's trying to do. We need to know what can we do to help her to get her out the situation. And I come from a mortgage background, sales, loan officer, you name it, And so if you can't get to the person's core objective as far as the reason why you're talking with them, then you're not going to be able to help anybody. And so you're not going to be able to get past first base. And so the bottom line is she can't keep affording to pay an extra $300 a month for this mortgage,
How are we getting
because
to a house that's costing her $300 a month? I just can't even wrap my mind around it.
yeah, well, here's what you have. Her mortgage payment is $1,100 a month.
Our monthly payment's 1,100.
That's correct. And that's PITI.
All right, for all my family members that don't know, PI is principal interest. Well, you tell them what it is.
Principal, interest, taxes, and insurance.
All
And
right.
I'm an underwriter also. So I've been in the
Okay.
mortgage industry for a long time. So
So that's everything.
Has everything.
No HOA.
Nope, no HOA.
Hmm. How many bedrooms and baths is it?
3 bedrooms, 2 bath. It also has a garage, a
Wow.
detached garage on it.
Holy cow. Detached
It's
garage. That's wow.
it's in very good condition. Yeah.
In my mind, $1,100. I don't know. In my town, $1,100 sounds about right for a 321.
Yep. It's about
Okay.
right in that
All
area.
right.
You're about right. Absolutely.
This is where the story is going to get interesting because
Oh yeah.
this is where the rent should be. Go.
Don't even go there. Okay. So the tenant that we have a Section 8 tenant in there. Now the Section 8 tenant is paying, let's just say $900. It's $886 and some change. So let's say $900. Now here's the thing. My wife does property management. She works for a REIT, a real estate investment trust, pretty large one, nationally known one. And and so I started thinking, I was telling my guy, I say, how did she get herself in this position? There's no way I would rent out my property for less if it's not covering my entire mortgage payment. It doesn't even make sense. So what happened is it was a family member that was a property manager that was instructed to take care of everything, make sure they get the right renters in there, blah, 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 make sure everything's covered. Obviously, it did not work out that way. And so she ended up having to fire that person, hiring another property management company that didn't do as good as they didn't even just do, they were even worse, she said. So she's stuck with basically making an $1,100 a month payment, but she's making the payment, but she's only getting $900 a month from the tenant. So yeah, man, it's like I was like, ugh, that's not good. She's
Help me
looking.
understand. Is the market rent where you're at
Oh
$900?
no, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. I went to Rent-A-Meter, and also, I know how to analyze as far as the market analysis as far as for the rents in each area that I buy homes in. You can rent this property out because it's right by the university between $1,500 to $1,700.
What the hell?
Yes, sir. I could not believe it. The low rents is $1,380.
Let's just say 1,300.
Let's just do that.
Help me understand, why is this happening here?
It's because she doesn't want to have her hands touch it. She's in Florida, so she trusted someone to get the right renter in there. And so what happened was she wasn't following up with the property management company and also help vetting the renter that she wants to be living in her home. I
Gotcha.
mean, renting her home. And so what happens is
Gotcha.
you're trusting someone to do everything for you, but you're like hands off. I don't want to deal with this. I'm in Florida. Don't bother me with this. I hired you to do a job. Do it. And here is what you got.
Okay, so she's not aware of the market rents.
No, she can't. There's no way you can be. Why? Look at the numbers.
And the person managing it, no doubt, is not an expert and just,
It was a family member
yeah, not an expert.
that quote unquote was in property management.
I would think Section 8 would pay at least 1,000 up there.
It just depends on who you get. As far as what type of renter are you getting and in what
That
area.
is true. That is true. You're right.
You have to qualify. You have to qualify. And on top of this, because like I said, my wife does, as far as property management on the high scale with REITs. She said, look, it's going to be based on not only that, your house, what condition
Yeah,
it's in, what type
yeah.
of repairs. People are on lists for long periods of time, and I don't think she understood how that process worked and trusted that into the property manager to do all of that for her. So you can get yourself in a situation you got the wrong Section 8. They don't even call it Section 8 no more. What's it called?
Housing
Voucher.
choice voucher program.
Yeah. And so you can easily get yourself in a situation where you got the wrong person for the wrong property if you are
Yeah,
not doing it correctly.
yeah. I've got several Section 8s, and you can have one Section 8 voucher for a 3-bedroom at 1,300. Matter of fact, I have one, yeah, 13. They have another one at 900.
Hmm.
Same house. different tenant.
But here's the thing. Now with Section 8 here, you have to give the homeowner has to give the renter 60 days notice if they're going to sell the property, right?
Okay.
Likewise with as far as the tenant. Okay. So what seems to have happened is she got wind, the renter got wind of it that she's selling the property. There is no response back for
Oh,
her from the Section 8 person that's going to renew the lease. No response at all. So potentially you're looking at a situation where there's not going to be anyone in there. And
yeah.
she only has until the end of this month.
The tenant's lease is up.
Yep. She's trying to get her to renew, but no response.
Is she looking for a new place, dog?
That's what I'm thinking. And I'm just speculating. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Anyway, I always, in my opinion or in my experience, whenever a situation like this, I try to think of what's the worst case so I can plan.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So your seller, to me, this monthly payment here, I'm not mad at. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is the monthly payment.
Yeah.
I'm a little scared about that.
Well, here's the thing. She has equity in the property. The balance on the mortgage is probably right around 111,000. I've already verified it all and everything, and so and the excuse me, sorry, are basically you're looking at if you go ARV, let's say ARV after repair value, it's right around 140, 145.
What's the loan amount?
The loan amount is 111K. 111K.
Current?
It is current. That's what she's saying, but I'm going to run a VOM, a verification of mortgage.
And the ARV
of course, I haven't, of course, got to the position where we got her into as far as a borrower's authorization, so I can go ahead and talk on behalf of her as third party. But I'm just basing this all on her information, but I don't have a borrower's authorization yet where I can run a VOM yet.
So it's worth
for those
140.
doing that, and for those VOM means verification of mortgage. That's all a VOM means.
Yeah. All right. It's 140,000.
Correct.
So,
but here's the thing. Sometimes the ARV, if someone wants to come in as is right now, it's selling right around 100,000, 101 as is right now.
Oh, this is okay. I see. All right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wow.
Now,
okay.
The next thing you have to think about, if you are going to put a new tenant in there to try to get more rents as far as another Section 8 tenant, there's going to have to be additional repairs done in order to get that rent, to get that 900 up. She doesn't have central air conditioning, CAC. So she's going to have to rerun vents. She's going to have to get a condenser unit. There's going to be money she's going to have to put back in if she loses this Section 8, because we had new laws that just passed here in Maryland.
About what?
Oh my gosh, the new laws that were passed where you have inspection periods, you have as far as
with the city,
with the state, with the city. I'm sorry, with the city. Excuse me, with the city. I'm sorry, with the city.
Yeah, we got those down here too. They're doing the sections too around here.
Yeah, man. And so it's a lot of work, and it's encumbersome as far as the stuff you have to do now.
Well, let me ask you. We have heat, no AC.
No AC. You just got window units.
Really mad. Huh?
You just got window units. That's all. But
I'm not mad at that. I can live with that. As long as I got heat. Okay, I thought we didn't have anything.
Oh,
I'm not mad at that.
Oh, we got furnace. The mechanicals are in good working order and everything. Mechanicals, electrical, plumbing.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna keep going before I suggest anything.
She doesn't want any money. She just wants someone to take over the payment. She just does not want to make that payment. She said,
"I can't afford it." Subject to, brother.
That's what I'm getting at. Subject to. Absolutely.
I 321, dude. I mean, I don't know your area, but I would say you could at least get 7, 8 thousand down payment.
all day long. I was looking at 10. So
Yeah, I'm thinking low end. I don't know. I'm
yeah,
low. No,
yeah, I'm
always.
definitely looking at $10,000 minimum. And the community that is in, it's in an area where a lot of people, like I said, it's blue collar, middle class, and a little bit up, and it's in a hidden community that's surrounded by single family detached homes. That's the only side that has attached townhomes, and really nice little community.
3 level?
1, 2, 3 in a basement.
Yeah, I know. I can see it in my head. You got a lot of that going on up there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you said you're a mortgage background.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So your brain, I just imagine how your brain is just
I'm
turning
just
into, huh?
I'm just like, really? How'd you get yourself into? And I looked at it. I did Ben verify. I verified the mortgage and everything that way. I always research as far as people, the house, everything on the property through skip tracing, verifying as far as everything. And she did some work on the home, but I was like, well, if you would have done, why didn't you just put a central air conditioning? That's how I'm thinking. But let me not even get into all that. But she did some work on the house about 8 or 9 years ago, and she refinanced. But
Refinance. When did you refi?
I think she refied right around 11.
Okay, so the
Yeah,
loan is 8 years old. Go ahead. The loan's eight
yeah.
years old.
So
Yo, give me 2 minutes.
so
Let her
so it makes
finish.
about, yeah. So she's not doing too bad. I mean, but she doesn't want to deal with it. And I even asked her. I said, why don't you just go ahead and list it? She said, well, they're going to make me want to do too much. I'm going to get less because I don't have central air conditioning, and
That's
the
true.
homes that are selling, and the realtor was told her and showed her these homes are completely being gutted and beautifully being done. So they're pretty much saying she's going to have to come with another $25,000 to get it to the market where it's even at 145, 150.
Getting this out there too. So I mean, you're a conventional guy background.
Mm-hmm.
How in the world are we fast forwarding in your mind to getting to subject two? How are you? Where is that transition
Oh,
coming in?
well, how did I get to this point?
I'm just saying, how are you? Because I mean, if I had a screen in front of me, I couldn't see you, and you
Okay.
say you're a background broker,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have nothing to do with no subject twos, lease options.
Right.
I'm presuming.
All right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, I've been around real estate and real estate investing ever since I was a kid. My father was into it. My brothers were into it. My father used to create notes from his rental properties in California and sell them on the secondary markets to, like, American Note Network and stuff like that. So
Private
when I
guy.
used to tell people, I said, I've literally been around real estate my entire life. Because
Wow.
I can remember as a kid going to Huntington Beach and Newport Beach. My friends are going, and I'm in the title company as an 8, 9-year-old kid with my dad, helping out the title company photocopying. The little kid that's
Wow.
around the office all the time.
Gotcha. All
That's
right.
me. Yeah.
So you
So,
always go ahead.
no, but my background, I've always had the unconventional mindset. Always had an unconventional mindset, but I just happened to be around mortgages and real estate and got into loan processing, loan officer, of course, D underwriter, SARS, LAP, understanding CDA, government programs, bond programs, underwriting all of those.
Wow.
And then I got into a lot of, community advocacy for people who've been taken advantage of,
Gotcha.
as far as predatory lending and stuff like that. And so I was like, well, I didn't like as far as what was being done to people, because I was in the background. I could see everything that's being done,
The
you
applications
know.
and stuff.
Oh yeah. I was a default asset manager auditing Fannie and Freddie when everything collapsed.
Oh my
I can tell
Lord.
you stories. Ooh.
You should start a YouTube channel, Stories of the Collapse.
Oh my goodness. Traveling all over the country, auditing and helping all of these modifications and, oh my Lord,
Trying
HAMP,
to get
you
back on
name it.
track.
Yeah.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
got the concept of subject to down, I'm presuming already.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I've heard about it years ago. I've always been interested in lease options and stuff like that. But when it's subject twos, I'm like, man, I mean, can I really do subject twos? Do I have enough money to do it? Is my wife going to go along with this? She's
Well, maybe not. Yeah.
and
My wife to this day doesn't even. She's like, man, when are we signing? You know, she's like, when are you signing?
that's where my wife is getting now after she saw that HUD statement. She's like, you know what?
Sign me up,
Go
right?
ahead, buddy. I said, wait, let me call Chris. I got 2 more deals I'm working on. I can't mess it up.
I like this one here, man. I'm gonna say after you get your VOM, we call it authorization to release, same crap.
Yep. Borrower's
It-
authorization. Yeah.
yeah, no doubt no doubt you have one already. I mean, you have the document.
I can, yeah, I know how to, I got it in members. I know how to dock it up right here in the head, man. I've been dealing with it for over 19 years. So yeah.
I'm saying that's just it comes in my subject to docs. But the first
Sweet.
thing is, huh?
That's sweet. That's perfect.
Oh yeah, I mean either way. So first thing obviously is to verify the mortgage. Is she ready to go? Oh, you don't know. You're dealing with the wholesaler.
No, my wholesaler, we've conference called with her.
So she's ready.
Yeah. She is ready. And let me put this out there. I didn't know whether or not to wholesale it or take it over myself. I'm saying, and here's what I tell her. I said, look, we need to make sure that she doesn't want any money. I don't want to, obviously she got somewhere to go. She's in Florida. She doesn't need the home. She doesn't even want it.
She
So
gone.
my thinking is I'd rather pay him an extra $1,000, $2,000 for bringing the deal to me.
Yeah, I would. Being that you have some capital, ain't like you're broke, man. I would. Here's the thing, dude. I don't know how many rental properties you own and stuff. I don't know your finances, but I look back. Matter of fact, just yesterday, me and my wife were going over all the houses that I've sold, man. And I literally, I'm telling you, dog, I almost cried, man.
Damn, that
Because
sounds like me.
when I was doing the shit, all my mentors were saying, "Chris, you crazy, you crazy."
Wow.
And I'm
Wow.
like, I'm getting this paper. You crazy? I'm thinking I'm doing something right. I'm getting this money, 20, 30 check, whatever, these big checks. Now I'm 43. I'm looking at the assets that I do hold, and I'm looking at the ones that I sold. I'm like, dear God.
Chris, you're gonna make me feel so bad because you do not know how many deals I did a year ago wholesaling. You're gonna be mad at me.
I bet a bunch.
That's not good, bro. Why'd you have to bring
Anyway,
that up?
that's why we meet. Well, you meet
Yeah,
certain people at certain times, and you can't win the game of Monopoly selling the assets. I'll leave it at that.
that's a good point. That's nice. That was
So,
nice.
well, my mentor told me that he used to keep everything. Dude bought so he didn't sell nothing. So I'm saying here, what do you have to lose, Paris? What do you have to
Absolutely.
lose?
I mean, I have her. It's perfect. It's
You have
absolutely
nothing to
perfect.
lose. The lady's moving
Nothing.
out. Only thing you could maybe lose is a month paying this, maybe. But this is the best time to get a down payment because tax time, brother.
That's right. That's right. That's
Best time.
right.
I'm here to tell you, man. I got my mentors. I don't know if you're familiar with the Millionaire Real Estate Investor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
What's his name?
well, Gary Keller wrote the book, but my guy's in the book. He's the guy that he's writing about in the book. So
Okay.
he lives in Virginia Beach, man, and I talk to him from time to time. But
Okay.
he's like, matter of fact, if you go to my channel, I interviewed him. You can see him on the show.
Okay. Sweet.
But this time, I talked to him this time last year, and he's like, Chris, man, I got 4 he's holding. I had 5.
Right.
And we both were holding on to them from December to January. And come February and March, dude, the money everybody got their tax return, brother Parrish.
That's right. Yeah. And I think, but my biggest fear was, because I've been in the ups and downs of the real estate investing market. I've lost properties, no fault of my own, just the down market.
Me too.
I owned my own mortgage company at one point, and everything collapsed in 07, 08.
Hey,
And I lost my properties.
Me too.
It was depressing. Oh,
at least you was in the game though, Paris. Some people never lost no houses.
That's a great point. That's a great way to put it.
I'm telling
And
you, dude.
I had a guy, my best friend in Cali, he said, Paris, dude, I saw you starting from nothing, have everything, lose some things here and there, but you already had an entrepreneur mind even back in the 90s when you were trying to get me to invest.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So
Nice.
I've always told my wife and said I was born and meant to do this. This is the only thing I've known. And so I told us I couldn't go back and get a 9 to 5. It's, you
Won't pay you
know,
enough.
yeah, they won't.
All right, so we got a down payment here. We're gonna get a let's say we get 8.
Okay.
Oh, before we get to that, Paris,
Yes.
please get these docs over to this lady, dog. Get these docs.
Yeah,
If you need my document package, I got a small fee for it, man. I'll email you the link. It comes with
please
the
do.
contract, all the docs you're gonna need, man. But
Okay.
the main thing we need now is to get her locked in.
That's what I'm going to do, my brother. Yes,
And you need to
indeed.
get the contract, the subject to contract, and what's something that I believe in. You don't have to do it. We do something called a deal insurance, where they sign a memorandum,
It's a
just in
memorandum.
case. Huh?
It's a memorandum. Yeah.
You already familiar with that?
It's somewhat from years ago, but I don't know if I'm updated with it though.
Well, the memorandum, I call it the deal insurance. I created this shit, man, back in '07 when I kept getting people kept backing out of my deals, right?
Right.
So you send the mobile notary because she's in Florida, right?
She lives in Florida, correct?
Yeah, we're gonna hire the mobile notary. You're gonna pay them $30. They're gonna take all your docs, go over there. She's gonna sign them, the contract and the memorandum, so you can record it if need be if she decides not to sell the house. So you want to cloud the title.
Okay. And now you're talking about if they're looking to back out after we've already got everything as far as in the deal, we already have a tenant buyer in there. Then all of a sudden,
Oh no no
she's like,
no!
you know
I'm
what?
talking about no, not way before that. Let's say she signs.
Okay.
Let's say we do all this. She signs the sell. Because only thing you can get right now is the purchase and sale agreement. All the other documents are signed at closing.
Correct. Okay.
You're
I
gonna
got
do
that.
a full closing, dog. Nothing different, Paris.
Okay. Okay.
You're gonna get title insurance. You're gonna pay the
Just like
transfer
a
tax.
regular real estate transaction. We're just gonna okay.
There's just
Okay.
one line item on the HUD that says mortgage loan subject to is right on the HUD, brother.
Okay.
And we can
Okay.
go over that stuff, in the back office. But we
Okay.
got to get this thing under contract. Does your wholesaler have it under contract, or he's just talking to her?
I think he has a basic real estate contract with her that's old now. It's already past, but she doesn't want to work with anyone but us right now at this point. She doesn't trust anybody else
Well,
because
she needs.
we've been dealing with this since trying to get her to come around since November.
Okay, so
And
she's
so
been on
now
the fence.
she's at that point where when I talked to her, did a conference call with her, trying to make sure we know what her motivation is. She's not going anywhere. She's like, I'm done. Let's
Got it.
and when she told us about the renter, the Section 8 renter, not even wanting to re-up as far as the lease, she's really in trouble.
Yeah, she's ready to go. She didn't want to make that payment.
Yeah, she's like, because at first we were worried about the Section 8 tenant was gonna renew it. I'm like, I don't want to mess with somewhere. Somebody's already in there and it's only $900. No,
Yeah,
I'm good. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And so, but now we're at a point where that
yeah.
there's not
That's
gonna be
me.
no tenant.
The good thing about this one, dude, once you get it all locked in,
Cash flow.
I mean cash flow. But I'm saying, dude, you're gonna when you talk to her, she's already in the mindset that she has to pay March.
Yes.
She's already like, well, it's
And I
already,
don't even know. I don't know if she haven't paid February yet. I just know January. If I'm correct, January's paid.
so we don't even know she's paid for it. I'm
Well,
just
don't
saying
we
her
know?
mind is thinking her tenant's moving out in February.
Yep.
So you might be able to get a payment out of her in March, maybe, but we can cross that bridge after you get it.
That'll be nice.
Sometimes I'm telling you, man. I don't know the whole story with your seller, but as we're moving along, with her tenant moves out now in February, she's already thinking like, damn, I got to pay March. So she wants to kind of move quickly, and you might be able to get like either half a payment from her or something like that.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
You're still, man, dude. You're getting a free house, dog. A free 3-2-1. I mean, how many people in America saved up money, had a good credit score, had to turn in tax returns, had to go do an application for a loan, do all this crap to
Yep,
buy this 3-2-1?
absolutely. You know, I know what's up. Yep. Oh, I
You
know.
know. Yeah. So I'm
No.
like, dude, this is a no-brainer, man. This is a no-brainer right here. We gotta get the. Does he have a subject to contract? Because you can't use a wholesale contract on a subject to deal.
No, no, we're not going to use no wholesale contract on this. Absolutely not.
All right. Yeah. I don't know what he
And
has.
don't forget that what I'm trying to do is I'm going to take it down. I'm
I
taking
would.
it down.
I
So
would,
I
man.
would be doing the subject to, and I'll just be paying him, referral fee or whatever.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
You see what
Well,
I'm
all my
saying?
family. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All my family members that just got here, I'm hanging out with Paris up in Baltimore area of Maryland. Got a subject to deal. We're looking at the numbers. Monthly payment on the loan is 1,100, rent's 900, and that tenant is gone. I mean, you got to get up out of here either way. Loan amount's 111, ARV's 140. However, the as is value, the F as is value is what?
Right around 100, 101.
As is.
And that's pretty much what investors are paying even less than that.
Yeah, I
If
wouldn't pay
if
anywhere.
you Yeah, they're going to pay less than that because your ARV is right around the top notch ARV in that area. If it's done, the rehab done very nicely, is right around 150. But
Okay,
conservatively, you say 140,
I
but
do.
you know what I mean? I would still keep it at 140 to keep that
I
nice
see.
spread for whatever investor comes in and they're able to flip it for 150 or whatever.
Yeah, but if the house is worth, let's say it's worth 150, dude. I'm only paying 80 for it, Paris, or even 70. I mean, I'm not.
Right.
I gotta have enough profit to make. I
Yeah,
gotta have
that's
enough
spread.
spread to make a profit. Right here, you don't
Absolutely.
need no profit, dog. All your profit is on the monthly. I mean, on your down. All your profits on your down payment and your. You don't need any equity. That's why I love these deals.
Wow.
No
Yeah.
equity. I don't care about. I don't care if they owe $1 million, man. If the payment is $1 a month, that's what, dude. If you owe $1 million, but your payments of $1 a month, sign me up. You want me because you're cash flowing it.
That's right.
So okay, I see where we're at. We need to get you the subject to doc packet.
Yes, sir.
Do you have an attorney up there? I don't know. You're a guy that does wholesaling closings. Does he understand subject twos?
We're going to find out. If not, I'll be reaching out to some of my investor friends here that do subject twos in the area and
Yeah.
see who's really. Now, here's another thing: land trust, putting it in land trust. You know what I mean? That's key. Let me. Okay, you're gonna be mad at me. My house is not in a land trust. Don't do it, bro. Yeah, I knew you're gonna do it. Oh no, no, he didn't. It was going so well. Who is
You
this
know,
guy
guys,
again? Mother, what?
it took me 5 years, dog.
Oh my gosh.
5 years to move one of my rental properties that I bought years ago into a trust. I'm like, I can't be out here preaching this shit if I'm not doing it, man.
Exactly. So I already talked to my wife. I'm like, you know what? It's getting done. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get the paperwork. I'm gonna go do the warranty deed of trust. Is it a warranty deed of trust? It's gonna get done. It's got to
All right.
get done.
I will tell you, the hardest one to do is one that you already own in your name because you got to undo what you did. So it's like you don't really have to do it. But here out, like when you buy stuff, it's easy to buy new stuff in the trust.
Okay.
It's easier because you create the trust, you give it to the title company, they create the deed, it's over.
Okay.
But your personal house, I've been there. You gotta bring your original deed into the title company. They gotta do a title search. You gotta have the trustee. You gotta bring the trust in. You gotta do a
Hey,
closing, because it's like
this is a lesson. It's a lesson. And here's the biggest lesson. I'm gonna tell everybody this. You know what? It's easy to get in trouble, but really hard to get out. That's what you're basically trying to say. Yes, yeah. Naughty me. Yeah.
but you learn it. You know
Yeah,
better, you do better. Now,
absolutely.
did you know about land trust before, or when did you get up on that?
I know about land contracts. I've always I've been
Well,
around
that
real estate, so I've
contract.
heard it. I don't know how it really worked, but I just heard how, you can do this. But I knew the wealthy, none of their properties were in a name. I knew that for a fact.
You know what's weird, dude? You know I coach people around the country. I'm like, listen,
Right.
they call me. I want to just go to the phone. I'm like, are you gonna do what we wealthy do? What we do, or do what they do? That's all. That's the only question you can ask yourself.
Right. Why you think they have it in land trust? If I'm wealthy, any Joe Smo can come out of the blue and just say, you know what? Did he?
I take
He
that.
doesn't have that property in land trust. It's worth $2 million. Let me get on top of his roof and jump off of it real quick and sue him. I mean, I'm serious. It can be that simple.
You're right. You're right. You don't know who. Anyway, you want to be a ghost in society, brother.
Yeah.
And that's not to say they can't get you, man. I mean, if somebody got enough money, they're gonna come after you.
After you anyway. That's right.
Okay, so all we need to substitute though, we can talk about that. I mean, I gotta, obviously I create these docs, it's just a small fee, brother Paris, we
I know.
support my business.
Hey, this is
And
part of my education. I put money towards myself, man. I got to. We have
appreciate it,
to.
man.
We
Great,
have
great
to.
attitude. You're right. If you don't do it, guess what?
Hey, I learned. I paid for one that cost me money with $10,000 a couple years ago. So
That's my
that was an
point. Either way, you're gonna
expensive
pay.
lesson. That was an expensive lesson. Didn't put no money in my pocket, but it took it out.
I'm glad you said that because seminars come voluntary or involuntary.
What, seminars?
I mean, you're gonna learn this. You're gonna go to a seminar whether you pay for the one voluntarily or
Or
you do the.
involuntarily? You're
Oh
gonna get
yeah,
it. Oh, you're gonna get a hand-on training if you if you involuntarily,
that's involuntary.
and
That's
it's gonna hurt.
involuntary. Yeah,
Yes, it's gonna hurt.
I like this. So the down payment we're gonna get 8,000,
Minimum, yes, sir.
and what do you got to give your guy?
I'm gonna try to give him $2,000.
At least 6K for you, and then we got the first month rent, which you're telling me is gonna be like 13.
Yes, that's minimum, man. Minimum.
I want to see some pictures of this one, dog. Golly.
I'll send it to you. I'll send you an entire property summary, breakdown of everything, numbers, DCR, cap rate, return on investment. I got it all broken down.
And did she used to live here?
She did. She did used to live there for a short period of time.
What took her to Florida? Did she say?
She didn't say. That's some good questions that you're gonna want to always ask to really break down that motivation too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
What you doing in Florida? Were you coming back, or I mean, how?
yeah,
All right, that's it. That's all you need, bro.
yeah. So so the next thing is, oh man, this is gonna be so good. My end as far as my tenant buyer.
Oh,
So
you gotta
that's
get out.
yeah.
That's right. You gotta get out
Yeah.
of it. Okay.
And should this be a short term or more long term as far as program though? You know what I mean?
Hold tight. Let me get this. The rents. So our rents, you're gonna do what are you gonna do? Let's say 1350. I don't know. What is your rent gonna be? You tell me.
I'm gonna be conservative and say $1,400. And I
And the
knew
garage is detached or attached?
the garage is detached,
So it's in the
meaning
back.
that you have to go. It's like the house is in the back, so you have to get out the drive and you have to walk to your house. So
Okay,
it's like
that's fine.
detached from it.
My thing is this, brother. Garages are income streams, dog.
Hey, like I said, I'm from Cali. I went to school in Sac State. I got a buddy
Okay.
of mine who lives in San Francisco.
Oh
He
my
has
lord!
not too far from Fisherman's Wharf, Pier 39. He has a
Wow.
garage, right? He had a garage on his property. It was left to him from his family members. He turned the garage into a studio.
You talk about a living space?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And he gets minimum. He put it out there. He had so many offers. He's renting it out for $2,400. The
Wow.
garage.
Yeah. I know San Fran intimately. My best friend lives in San Fran, so I know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man.
Wow.
Yep. We used to live up in Foster City, Burlingame area.
Nice.
Yep. So
It's
yeah.
detached. How's the parking around there?
What parking?
Around. Oh, it's no parking. Around here.
I mean, street parking.
Okay, so the garage is the parking.
No, the garage is their actual parking, but there's also street parking too, which is a common thing in the city. So Baltimore.
Yeah, but we don't want. I mean, no one wants to park on the street though.
That's why we got that garage. That's right.
All right,
That
man,
brings
you got.
added value. That's a huge
Wow.
added value, man. That's why
Yeah.
it's 1,400 plus for these houses. People don't want their homes, their cars on the street. But
Mm-mm,
if you
I
gotta
would.
go, if you have a garage, woo,
Wow, this is so undervalued house, dude.
this woo. If you have a garage, oh my lord, people will
So you
knock
could.
your door down to rent your spot.
Yeah. Okay.
Literally,
So yeah, this is conservative here.
very,
All right,
absolutely.
and you're gonna do a. I would recommend, dude. Dude, man. I would recommend holding this to the end, man.
Really?
Paris.
Okay.
I mean, dude. I don't even know if you can. You're buying a house, brother. You're not qualifying for the loan. You have no debt on your credit report, zero. If you pay the mortgage late, it will not affect your credit report.
Stop reporting, right?
You know, I'm saying I got. I live in a house that's subject to. You know, so I'm telling you from experience, dude. I mean, we do this all the time. If you mess up, and I'm not saying that you will, your credit's unaffected, and your seller will sign all these documents that's agreeing to this stuff as long as you do it right.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
you, dude, I mean, you're already 8 years in. The loan only has 22 years left. You can make extra principal payments and have this thing. I wouldn't get rid of it, man. But I don't know your financial situation, so everybody's different.
But what my question was, as far as with the as far as the tenant owner or buyer, I should say. I mean, should I push it out to like 5 or 6 years if I decide to go that route? You understand what I'm saying?
You're okay. You're worried about somebody cashing you out.
Yes.
I
Quick.
get.
I now you got me thinking like, man, I need to find a way to keep this thing for a long time.
I hear this. Golly, hold on one second. I hear this so much. No one wants to sell, right? I keep forgetting. It's almost like when I'm talking, I'm contradicting myself because I'm saying lease option, but I'm saying don't sell. I
Right.
apologize. I
Yeah.
see. I see. All right, I'm
No, it's no
confused.
worries. No worries.
I'm saying that in the case that my mentor had 14 of these before he lost everything. That's another story. But he did
Right.
lease options a whole lot.
Right.
I've been doing it since '07. Never have had a tenant buyer qualify during the option time frame. That's not to say that it won't happen,
Right.
but you can stretch it out 10 years, 15, whatever. People ask me how many. Before I used to say 2 years. I want my money. I want my money.
I remember back in the day,
Now what?
everyone used to do 2 and 3 years. And yeah.
2 years. Now I'm like, how many? I ask the people how many years you need. They tell me 10. I just write 10 years
Boom.
on it.
10 years. Right. All
Because
right.
you're selling it for either whatever the appraised value is at that time.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
I just put appraised value, because you can put $1 million, but if the shit only appraises for 800, it's irrelevant.
Yep. That's correct.
So,
Absolutely.
man, dude, I wish I could take the least of your worries is cashing out, man. Because at the end of the day, you wake up one morning and you get a check. That's the worst day. That's the worst day. You with me?
Yes,
The worst
absolutely.
day.
Absolutely.
The worst day is when you have to sell, because then you got to do something with that money, right? Because you can't spend it. The worst day is when you sell it. But the best days when they stop paying, you got to go collect another down payment.
Oh, don't. Don't. Ooh, you do not want to stop paying.
So people say, what happens when they stop paying?
Oh, I'm loving that. Come on.
Right?
I'm
So they
loving it.
stop
I'm
paying.
like, you know what? I'm just gonna go get another down payment.
You evict them and you move on to the next one. Now
Go get another tenant
Baltimore.
buyer.
I heard your area is a little rough on landlords around there. How is that?
Depending on the landlords you get, if you get more into certain aspects of the cities, because I got the cities rated from A, B, it's A, B, C, D. You know what I mean? A is like your Federal Hills, your Inner Harbors, your high, um, um, like your
Higher
high.
income area?
How do I break this down? Like where all your tourists are and stuff like that. That's your A. Then you got your B, you got your C, and everything like that. So if you're more towards C and D, you got like slumlords. You know, they're not really good landlords at all. They're just taking
Okay.
advantage of people's situation, knowing that Baltimore City is one of the best rental markets in the country, in the top 5 when it comes to as far as landlords, as far as return on their investment. It's one of the
Yeah.
top in the country. Okay, that's why you got a lot of DC people moving into, and developers coming into the city and the outskirts of the city to really hone in and cash out on that. So,
All right. Got to answer to the boss.
yeah, I got to move my car. Hold on a second.
Oh, okay. You good.
Hold on, bro.
Yeah. Steven, you wanted to know when you're doing a lease option, can you use the same contract with your tenant buyer? Yes and no, Steven. You're buying on a lease option, and then you're doing a sandwich and doing a selling on a lease option. So you can buy on the lease. I want it to be a little different, but on the option is the same. Options are both same, but the lease is different because you don't want your tenant buyer subleasing when you're subleasing. You know, you're already so the lease you use with the seller allows you to sublease, Stephen. But the lease you use with your tenant buyer disallows them to sublease. So Stephen, yeah, you can't use the same option, different leases, my brother. That's an easy one. Yeah, good question though, brother. Sarah, hey, Marquise, can you do a quick? I did that recap for you already. So we are hanging out with Paris up in Maryland. This is so cool to be able to work with people all around the country. I think he's going to do that. Daddy daycare today. Daddy daycare. You done? You hit the thing. You hit the mute button. Somehow, for some reason, you hit the mute button. I'll kick you out. I'll call you right back. Any Q&A, class? We'll do some Q&A at the end. See if I can get Paris back. Nick, what up, dogs? Big doggy dogs. Y'all got me working on a Saturday. Does he have a client email to reach out
Wow.
to for Baltimore real estate?
Can you
Hey,
see me,
if
brother?
people want, huh?
You can see me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Yeah.
Sorry about that, everyone.
If anybody wants to reach out to you, will they go to Facebook or LinkedIn, or what would they do, Paris?
I'm sorry, say that again.
If somebody wants to connect with you about real estate transactions, would they go to Facebook or YouTube? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you can go to my Facebook page, which is Wilson and Wilson Enterprise LLC, or you can connect with me, email me at www.enterprisellc@gmail.com.
I'm putting it in the chat, class, so y'all can get it. Just please, man, this is where the gold is. Doing this right here.
Yes, sir.
This guy
Absolutely.
he's interested in Baltimore real estate. I mean, you guys, the market up there,
Oh
good
man,
God.
this is one of the hottest markets in the region, everyone. I mean, I just don't. I mean, the DC cats they're drooling
Yeah,
because I mean, living in DC, you might as well be living in San Francisco or New York.
yeah, you got 500,000-600,000 buying a shell, and down here that's going to be 10 houses. You know.
Absolutely, and I have guys that I'm working with right now. What they're doing is they're turning a lot of those shells into they're doing condo conversions.
Turn them into their own tax
Yeah,
parcels.
yeah, they're turning them into condo conversions, and certain suburbs of DC they're pop topping. meaning these tiny homes, they're knocking the tops up and creating more square footage. They're just
Yeah.
running out of inventory.
Yeah.
And so they're migrating their way up here to Maryland. I mean, up to Baltimore region.
Yeah, we're doing that too, man. Putting second stories on houses, man. We do that too.
Yep, pop topping.
Okay. Anything else we got? Are we done? Are we done with this one? So your lease option. I mean, we done. You're gonna first. Let's get it on the contract, and then we can get out of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm as soon as I'm done talking to you, guess what? Ring, ring, ring.
All
I'm
right.
gonna make it happen. Absolutely.
Okay. All right, man.
And so,
Just let me know what you need. If you need that dot package and you need the land trust, and we'll just count this for your
oh,
consultation. And
I'll need everything. Oh yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna want everything. So,
All right.
absolutely.
Okay, my brother.
All right, hey everyone, hey, good luck to you. Love, peace, and prosperity. I wish everyone the very best. God bless.
Yeah, we stay in touch this week.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
All right. Bye.
Bye.